Feels like it.
Sam's in studio because he's a aficionado when it comes to wrestling, and we started a little bit called the wrestling or the wrestler death clock or whatever.
Yeah.
Dead wrestler.
Wrestling.
What do we call it?
The wrestler death clock.
What?
The wrestler death clock?
Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah.
And all we're trying to do in this show is go 100 days without a dead wrestler, right?
I thought it was 90 days.
90 days?
90 days?
Okay.
3 months?
Might as well
Whatever.
go 30 days.
90 days. Yeah, you might as well just go 30 days.
Let's change it. We just want a week to go by.
But it's 90 days. It was like a year ago at this point when you guys said, we just want to see 90 days go by without a wrestler dying.
How long have we been doing this bit?
It has to be about a year.
And we haven't gone 90 days?
We haven't come close.
We haven't come close.
This bit's really a year old?
I think
I thought
so.
we just started this.
I would have to go back and do a little research, but I think it's about a year old.
Wow.
Coke Logic's writing another great edition of Opie and Anthony Theater.
Yes. Sound Clip Theater.
All right, so it's been about a year. Now, where were we? Because now I'm so confused by all these dead wrestlers. I don't even know.
Well, when we last left,
you.
Lance Cade was the newest wrestler to die. I think that had been like 20-something days.
And who was the guy before him?
I don't remember the guy before
All right,
Lance.
so
I think maybe Trent Acid.
All right, so we'll go with Lance Cade.
Lance Cade, he was young and he died, and it was in...
How young?
He was in his late 20s, early 30s.
Well, that's a nice life. Well, that's a nice, healthy, long life.
But he was not with the company.
For a squirrel.
He wasn't with the company when he passed away.
Well, that's what makes Vince very happy. That they're dying off property grounds.
That he just gets rid of them and they drop dead.
But so then...
So we reset that clock.
Right.
Okay.
So now we're going to say, okay, now let's get to 90 days.
Right.
And we got to vacation without incident, but just about as soon as vacation started, 14 days after Lance Cade died, we lost Luna Vachon.
Luna?
No.
Yes.
What do we know about Luna Vachon?
About her life or about her death?
How old, first of all? She was like the Fabulous Moolah? Broad?
Well, no, she
one
was
of the pioneers of lady wrestling.
Yeah, was it?
She was in that golden decade of pro wrestlers. She was in her 40s.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I told you, the 40s is a very dangerous time.
Where's a picture of Luna? Let's get a picture of her so I could try to remember.
The fans used to chant Luna Tick.
Oh, that's right. Luna Tick.
Heart don't tick.
Oh, wow. No. Oh, I remember Luna.
Oh, yeah. She kind of was doing the China thing.
Well, yeah, she came out later in the WWE. At first, she came out with, like, Bam Bam Bigelow, but then later on, you may remember her from her stint with the Oddities.
Something tells me from looking at her that she might have done steroids.
Yeah.
Well,
something's going on there, Sam.
She got some wacky breast implants going.
I've often said that the wrestling-related deaths are normally not steroids, but the massive amount of pills.
Oh, right. To control the pain from the bumps they take.
There was rumored to be, like, crushed up, I think, Vicodin and a straw.
Oh, the straw does it every time.
Next to her lifeless body?
Right.
Oh.
And apparently, I read somewhere that that Andre the Giant was her godfather because she was in a wrestling family, and her ashes were scattered over the grave of Andre.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Until the leaf blower guy comes along. It sounds romantic until the guy has to clean up the shit.
The same guy.
The grave sites.
It's the same guy that takes those flowers that you picked out and knelt down by the grave and put them in and said a few words. And then the creep just comes and grabs them and throws them out.
Throws them in a dumpster.
Yeah.
He wants to keep everything tidy.
Tidy and neat.
The ghoul needs to keep everything tidy around the grave sites.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
She has hair like Joe Dirt.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Really awful.
I thought she was related to somebody else, too, Sam.
Well, she was related to Butcher Vachon and Mad Dog Vachon.
Sure.
Part of the Vachon wrestling legacy.
Yes. Are any of them dead?
Well, there are Vachons who are dead, but Butcher and Mad Dog, I think, are both still alive.
Oh, thank God.
They're older.
So she died 14 days after the other guy.
Right. And then I thought, okay, so that's it for vacation.
Right.
Now, this, I think, will not officially count on the wrestler clock, but very quickly after Luna...
A couple days, right?
An independent wrestler named J.C. Bailey passed away at the age of, I believe, 27.
27. Now, this must have been a tragic car accident or something.
How did you know him?
I didn't know him very well. He was on the East Coast independent scene.
What type of accident befell him? That's terrible.
That I don't even know, but I'm assuming it was could have been maybe the heart gave out.
Oh,
maybe something like that.
Silly me. I thought perhaps since he was so young that it must have been a tragic accident.
But because he didn't make I don't think he made enough of an impact to make the Wrestler Death Clock list.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't in any wrestling headlines before he died.
So we almost don't count him.
Well, I'd say we don't.
Okay, fine.
But
don't even have to.
Yeah, we don't because
not at this point.
You got a lot of names in front of you. What the fuck happened over vacation?
I'm just trying to keep track of everything.
All right, good. So Luna dies.
Right.
She reset the death clock
because
the wrestler death clock.
15 days after the death of Luna Vachon was September 11th. And, of course, September 11th will now always be remembered for the day that we lost Bastion Booger.
I don't know, Bastion
That's
Booger.
going to be why we remember September 11th.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the wrestling...
Bastion Booger.
The wrestling death clock made it to 15 days after Luna before we lost Bastion Booger.
Now, what happened to Bastion Booger?
Well, he was...
I remember that guy.
He was the Booger Man.
Yeah.
He also wrestled as Friar Ferguson and Norman the Lunatic. So he had lots of
AKA.
Yes.
He had a lot of AKAs.
I saw him at a convention not 4 months ago.
Oh, wow.
And he was actually doing photo ops with his Bastion Booger outfit.
How did he look?
He was heavy set. Not great, but he was never...
He shaved his eyebrows like little Hitler mustaches over his eyes.
Well, he wanted to look crazy.
Well, he certainly looks crazy.
Well, looked.
How old was he?
Oh, that's him right there.
There he is.
He looks like a gym teacher there.
He died at the age of 53.
All right, so he made it to old age.
He made it past the 40s. Normally a
Not
safe
a bad
time.
record for this vicinity.
But yes, he made it to only
Quint.
Only 53.
53.
Yeah. So we went Lance Cade, then we had 14 days, then Luna, then we had 15 days, and now Bastion Booger. And so now we're at 2 days.
2 days. It's trying to make it to 90.
We got to make it to 90.
We can make it to 90. Someone said this started out as a bet that I started January, like early January.
So it's 80. So
we're 9 months into this. Yeah, 9.5 months into this.
If we go 88 more days without a wrestler's
we can finally get rid of this stupid bit.
I think we can do it.
You think we can do it?
Oh, 88 days is nothing for wrestlers. They'll hang in there.
That's a long time, man. They die quickly.
Now, we got our guests are here, so we got to finish up with Sam, but really fast. Sure. Hulk Hogan went to the hospital over break.
Yeah, he had back spasms.
So he's cool now?
He's fine, though. He's not dead.
Okay.
Back spasms, brother.
And
he's not dead.
Not dead.
No.
Was it happening during one of the tapings of his Rent-A-Center commercials?
No, but he did have to miss his TNA dates because
of
his back spasms in the hospital.
Back spasms.
He made a Twitio from the hospital to prove that he was in the hospital bed. So he was missing his wrestling dates.
It's part of a wrestling angle.
I don't know.
And then
but he's not dead.
And then Ant knows Jim the Anvil.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
You know him, right?
He's alive. But he was arrested.
What happened?
I believe
unpaid parking tickets?
No, it was
it's either got to be domestic violence or a D-Week.
What about you got to go pills too? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
These
but
wrestlers love their pills.
In order to arrest somebody, though, they had to have gotten him on something first. They don't They don't just search him and find pills.
Good point.
What was the arrest?
I believe there were 2 charges. One was drugs, and the other robbery.
Wow,
Yeah,
Jim the Anvil. I didn't know you knew Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Yes. Now, Jim the Anvil is one that I'm very...
He's had a hell of a career. What is he doing fucking robbing?
Well, I'm very worried about Jim the Anvil Neidhart because he was Bret Hart's tag team partner for a while, and they did a convention together where they did a Q&A, and all the kids were asking Bret Hart questions because as the Q&A went on, Jim the Anvil Neidhart was not maintaining consciousness. He kept nodding off.
All right, that's
and putting sunglasses on to hide the fact that his eyes were
asleep. Yeah,
so
happened.
He may not. The odds aren't in his favor right now.
Oh, boy. So you're thinking he might be next?
Hulk Hogan.
But, I mean, Jake the Snake is still around. X-Pac is still around. You never know.
Daryl says that Hulk Hogan hurt his back picking up seashells, according to ESPN. So,
I mean, maybe. He loves the beach.
Or maybe picking up the change that his wife left for him.
Oh, wow.